Hello Drone Racers, I'm Mark, and today on Drone Racer 101 we're going to take a look at a micro camera that has a built-in microphone, SD card slot, and DVR. But first I have to finish cleaning up my desk. We're going to look at the Cyclops version 2. It's a Cyclops 3 version 2, and this one is just a single board and input. There's no extra boards, there's nothing to put in your flight stack. There's an SD card slot. It doesn't normally come with Velcro. We'll get to that. So you just pop your SD card in and out on the back of this, and it mounts to the back of the board. Then you have 3 wires that go off to your receiver to power this and have video out. Built-in microphone. It's everything that you need right here. So no, it's not going to have the same video quality as the Runcam Mini Split. But look how much, this has 2 boards on it. This has just one little bitty one. Like, okay, this is going to be a lot better when we get around to reviewing it, but look how small this is. This gives me a lot more options for things. With this little camera, I'm going to finish off my ET series with some upgrades to the ET115. So if you just want to see the review of this, I will tell you to just skip forward a few minutes and we'll get to how it connects and what it does. Because I have a few other updates for people that have been following this series. This is the ET115, and if you'll remember, I've reviewed this flying it through the park, and I was a terrible pilot with it. One of my excuses for that was I had to use an old DSM radio. This model came with a Spectrum, so I didn't want to take that out, but I could not get this to bind with my Tyrannus. I had added an iRange X module, but I couldn't get it to work, and I just ran out of time, so I had to grab that radio, and it was terrible. So real quick first, here to get that module working with the Tyrannus, so what you have to do is turn off your internal module, set your multi-module to DSMX. So I was trying to do it on DSM2. On DSMX, 11 milliseconds, it works outstandingly well. And I was able to set it to 8 channels. So I have this all set up. The rest of it's all set up the same way I do every other drone on the channel. I won't go through that again because that's not what this video is about. But I wanted to let you know, to control your ETs, if you get the built-in receiver and you have an iRange module, set it to DSMX and it seems to work just fine. The other thing I've done is update Betaflight on this to 324 now, and under here you can see I have run the wire between the PPM pad and motor 1. So I've run the commands in my other video, which is conveniently linked up in the corner above, on how to set that up, and what that lets you do is enable D-shots. And I don't really care about D-shot on these except for I won't flip over after crash, because I abuse the heck out of these things. I'll fly them into walls, as you've seen, and turtle mode is amazing in these. It even works in the snow. Now I have not waterproofed this one, but now I have DSM2 that I can control with my Tyrannus. It's my old Tyrannus, and I'll say these gimbals, they're kind of sad compared to flying the new SE version. I didn't think the Hall effect gimbals would be that much different, but going back to these is hard. But I have D-shot set up and ready to go. I think that's it. Now we can talk about the camera. Here, I'll hold this for a second. So anybody who fast forwarded through, now we're talking about the camera. This camera, it's a 720p supposedly micro DVR camera, and it's an NTSC camera. I don't know if a PAL is available. It'll take up to a 32 gig SD card, but it's really super duper light. What I did for this one is the wire that it came with was on there really nicely, but it would not fit in the ET115. So I just removed the wire from the ET115 camera and soldered it right on here. It takes 5 volts in, so make sure you have that all set. And part of what's cool is on the screen it actually shows you how much recording time you've got left. One thing I'm not sure on is what resolution it actually records at. So it says it records at 720p, 30 frames per second. One of the concerns I've had with this is latency. So I did some tests earlier, and what I realized is these tests are pretty well bogus. At least using my phone, the refresh rate on the phone is not fast enough to really tell. So I tested this and the Runcam Nano, and the Runcam Nano definitely had less latency. The Runcam Nano in my test basically showed 0 latency, and there wasn't 0 latency, but with this it was about 60 milliseconds. I'm not gonna say the Runcam Nano has 0 latency and this has 60 milliseconds. That's just not how it works. What it means is I need some better equipment to test this with, because the refresh rate on my phone was not good enough to really do this, but it is noticeable. Also, the picture image on the Nano is way, way better than this. Now, if you saw my review of the ET125, I wouldn't use the Nano. I would use the camera that I use there that I can't remember the name of off the top of my head, but I'll link that down below also, that has a built-in OSD. So this doesn't have an OSD. You're not going to get to see your voltage, but we can record. One thing with this series, this does not fit inside very well, so I probably wouldn't use this with the ET series. What I was going to do was double stick tape it on the front, and that would be okay, but the wire has to feed through here, and I'm going to have to redo it every time, and it's going to be a little bit of a pain. So for today, I'm going to use Velcro. We're not going to get the absolute best effect on here. We'll see how this goes. I'll wiggle this in there quite a bit, but we'll get this connected here and go do some test flights with the DVR. You just push the button once for the DVR. Yeah, that's just a disaster waiting to happen. It's probably going to shake and look terrible, but I'm going to try it anyway, just for the sake of science. Now we'll go, though. Oh, there is definitely some latency. Be quiet with this? Your doll baby is sleeping? Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't touch it, okay? Oops. So that was a complete disaster. It actually ejected the camera. It went flying off. So I found the drone in one place and the camera in another, and it took me a couple of days, yes, that was a couple days ago, to find the SD card because it ejected itself from the slot. So now that I found that, I'm actually going to put this back in. I did learn if this loses power, you lose the recording. So make sure you stop the recording before you turn off the power, because you want to make sure you don't lose this video. So I'm going to try this again though, because the footage that you saw there was all from my DVR goggles, and I want to try it again to get some DVR footage off of this to see how it works, to see how it looks, to see if I can make this flyable at all again, and I can be a little more crazy because I don't have a 4-year-old trying to help. So before I try and fly this monstrosity of a quad again, I'm actually going to walk you through the basement so I can get at least one recording of this thing, because you know what? It's not too bad, but it is not for flying around in your basement. I have ejected this camera multiple times, so let's go for a walk. So here we go. We'll go with a normal standard lap through the basement, and we'll go around and just flip right over the TV, and we'll go around the pole because it's so smooth and flies so nice. We've got the pool table here, so we'll go down nice and low. If we had some laps here, some loops and hoops to drive through, but don't hit BBA. Whoa, that was close. And now we're gonna keep going around, and we're gonna fly most amazing thing you've ever seen through the basketball goal. And then we've got the, don't hit the dartboard, I'm not a dart. Whoa, stop. And let's go check out the Stormtrooper, or it's a Death Trooper from Rogue One. Oh, you can see my reflection, don't do that. And the liquor collection, which I'm going to need after fighting with this thing all night long. It's not the camera's fault, it's the pilot. I've always wanted to fly through this. Boom! There we go. We'll fly back and go back through. Probably not the smoothest flight you've ever seen. Alright, I'm going to try this one more time. The problem is my fragile, super duper fragile Velcro mount is not a good plan. So, and then the controls still don't seem quite right. I think I need to do a little tuning there. But I'm going to say the latency seems better. Let's just slow down and see if I can get this thing to not crash for a flight. Because one little bitty bump and it's gone. So the camera isn't bad. It's better than the stock camera. The DVR, the latency isn't bad. If I was flying outside, like if I was flying through the park, I kind of want to put this on my park flyer. No. I want to put this on my park flyer and fly it out, because I think it would be pretty good for that, where I've got a little bit more room to work with. Here in the basement, it's just a little too tight. Just doesn't quite... You know what? That's okay, though. It's not too bad. Alright, I'm going to call that good before I wreck it and waste and ruin and lose this recording again. And I don't think my microphone worked on that one. This video has just been doomed to fail, but the camera, for the most part, isn't fault for that. I would take this and fly it outside today. I would love to be able to go fly this in my backyard right now, but one, it's dark out, and there's also 6 inches of snow. So this one is not waterproof. I'm not going to do that. This needs to go in something with a better mount. It's a little awkward to mount because you've got to have something where you can get the power connection on one side and then be able to access the card on the other. So this is the worst case scenario for anything that you could ever do. But if you can find the right frame to put this in, that might be okay. We'll see. I haven't listened to the audio yet. I haven't watched the video yet, so we'll see how that goes. Assuming it's okay, I'm gonna call this acceptable. Not inside. You need a little more space, not in close proximity, but if you've got enough room, the latency wasn't bad that time. You could see it. This isn't my favorite drone to fly inside either. I prefer the ET100 for that. But if you found this useful, leave a like and a comment down below and let me know if there's another camera you want me to try. I've tried the Nano, I've tried the T80, and now this one, the Cyclops 3. All three, I think, have their uses. T80 is probably my favorite. Having the OSD is what I would use the most. But having a DVR in something this size is really nice, and it worked out better than I expected. I expect to see more of these in the near future. So until next time, remember, whatever you do, don't give your drone a Hitler stash.